Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. Today is Wednesday, the third element of the 5 healing elements. And the element in our world, in our earthly world, is earth, the earth element. When you think about the earth, what do you think about? I know it's spring and everybody's digging in the gardens and getting all the flowers growing, and it just feels wonderful to smell that earth as you dig in it and get things going. I've learned here in Alberta that we don't plant anything until after May long weekend. And sure enough, lots of people put their plants in last week, and then it snowed this week and froze for 2 days. So this weekend I'm hoping to dig in the earth a little bit. Yesterday we talked about fire. And as fire consumes things and creates ash, the ash goes into the earth and nourishes the earth. We use all kinds of minerals and elements from the earth in our bodies. Our vitamin mineral supplements and the things that we eat bring nutrients from the earth into our bodies. The color that we think about in the earth element is yellow. I don't like to wear yellow. It's not a color that lights up my face, but yellow roses, thinking about things that are yellow. We often envision the sun as having a yellow hue to it. And what does the sun do? I mean, we would die without the sun, right? So that yellow, that peacefulness, that joy, that happiness that comes from the sun. The contracting emotion in the earth element, the opposite, that contracts us is the anxiety. Anxiety contracts. Anxiety lives in the past and lives in the future and doesn't live in the present. And the element and the emotion that we can call in to balance anxiety and to release anxiety is peace. So let's begin to bounce. The bouncing process in Spring Forest Qigong allows movement, allows vibration, allows release. In my other world, when I'm not online with you, I teach writing lessons. I teach Louise Hay workshops. I'm a life coach, so I meet one-on-one with clients. And we're looking for balance. We're looking for understanding. We're looking for wisdom. We're looking for balance, especially in the writing. And we teach jumping. It's a very spiritual process, actually, because all the different gaits bring in vibration. Trotting is a bilateral gait. It's the opposite diagonals that move together. It integrates both sides of the brain. There's many, many reasons why connecting with horses, either just being with them or riding them, integrates so much in our being, in our physical being, in our mental being, our emotional being. It's pretty cool. But as we ride a horse, we're vibrating. And oftentimes when we get on a horse, we just kind of go, ah. Even at the walk, as we walk away. This vibration, excuse me, I just have this little tickle. This vibration that we feel, everything is vibrating constantly. And it can either be vibrating in contraction and tightness, or it can be vibrating in release and openness and receiving. And in our Qigong practice, what we're practicing towards is that release and openness and receiving, that movement of energy. It's when energy gets stuck that we start getting disease and mental clarity starts to go. So the movement of energy is really, really important. And as we receive and move and allow that energy to go in different directions, the bouncing helps the energy that is ready to be released to just be released and to go. So I'd like to just continue to bounce. We're breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth in this process. Allow your eyes to close and become aware of your body. Become aware of the little spots that you're holding tension. You can see me twitching a little bit sometimes as I do this, because I become aware, oh, there's tightness in my shoulders, there's tightness in my armpits, there's tightness in my hips. And so I just receive that information, kind of shake it off and move it. And the movements, the little twitches that you see are me coming out of misalignment and into alignment. And you might find that with yourself. I just found my hips were just ever so slightly tipped forward. I just tucked my buttocks underneath because that felt like they were the place where they would be aligned. And in that alignment, the energy can flow better. It's like kinking a garden hose. We've all drunk from garden hoses as a kid. And if you don't want the hose to spew water, you kink the hose and then everything's blocked. But you can only kink it for so long. And then as soon as you unkink it, everything flows again. And that's what we're doing with our bodies. We're asking them, we're inviting them into alignment. They're inviting us, actually. Our bodies are inviting us to allow them to align, to allow them that space and that proper is not, well, proper is the right term, because when they're in a space of natural alignment, the energy flows. When they're pinched up and contracted, the energy gets stuck. So the posture in our moving meditation really is important. And our bodies will call us into the posture that is the most functional and that will align and allow the energy to move. It opens the channels. So let's allow our hands to float up. I envision a string on the back of my wrists on a beautiful summer day. And there's a helium balloon attached to the back of my wrists, and it just floats up. And today my helium balloons are yellow. They're silver because they're mylar, but there's yellow paint on them. And they're floating up into the yellow sunshine. And that beautiful, happy image brings a smile to my face. Perhaps it brings one to yours as well. And as the hands are up, remember good, better, and best. Take your hands to a position that you're comfortable with and for the length of time that you're comfortable with. Allow the shoulders to relax. Might add a little swivel up here too. Listen to your body. If your body says, do this, this would feel good, go, okay, and do it and see what it thinks and feels like. And allow your hands to slowly float down. And an easy swivel. My body just said, just yawn, just stretch out that jaw for a minute. And as I do all those movements and stretch and move around and bounce, my body goes, thank you. That feels great. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. And as we breathe out, we're going to invite our body to now be quiet and still. But do that on the exhale breath. And again, it's just like my body just expands, my arms expand. I've got this buoyancy in my armpits. It's a floating out. It's a feeling of being beautifully and perfectly held by the atmosphere around me. Supported, loved. My palms are vibrating. Actually, the palms aren't vibrating. The fingertips are vibrating. The palms feel a pressure in them, like they're full. And in this space here, we're going to call upon the energy of our Master. Dear Master, with deep gratitude for all that I have experienced, the wisdom I've been given, the experiences that I've had, I set my intention for my practice today. to be one of receiving peace. And sharing peace. And now we say the password, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. We use the word combine as opposed to just the universe and I are one, because when we combine with the universe, we acknowledge the power of the universe. We acknowledge the infinite wisdom of the universe and the perfectness of the universe. And we are learning to step into that. If we just say we are one, we assume that we are there. If we say that we combine, we are open to learning. Now we're going to bring our hands to the lower dantian area. Just take an energy ball. Again, feeling that pressure in your palms and the fingertips vibrating ever so slightly. It's just a slight tingle for me. It could be very different for you. You will receive information in your body in the way that is correct for you, in a way that informs you. As we receive the energy in this yin and yang ball, we're joining yin and yang energy. Now we're going to take this energy ball at our lower dantian, and we're going to stretch up into the sky. I always envision this ball, this sphere right now, as it grows bigger and bigger, as being iridescent, opalescent. It glows and it hums. It's got a beautiful sound to it. And as we bend our knees and breathe in, we breathe in the feeling of peace. And as we stretch up, we release any anxieties that are now ready to be released back into the universe. Breathe in the feeling of peace. I am peaceful. Our breathing is in through the nose and out through the nose now. I am so peaceful. I receive peace. My body is full of peace. My heart is full of peace. Breathing in as we bend our knees. Breathing out as we stretch up. In we receive, out we release. And we can release in joy and gratitude as well. This peaceful moment. Hands to the sky, to the universe, feeling the unconditional love of the universe. Going into that emptiness that holds all possibility. Full, unconditional love. The emptiness is a place of receiving. I receive peace right now. Allowing our hands to float back down. Bringing our hands to the lower dantian, our knees are bent still, hips are a little flexible, ankles are flexible. Women, your right hand will be next to your navel. Men, your left hand will be next to your navel. If If that doesn't feel right for you at this moment, adjust it until you get a feeling for you that feels balanced. And here we focus on the lower dantian and the qi, our energy with life force and blueprint and intelligence. Our qi is activated by our intention, by our yi. And we set the intention earlier in the practice. Mine was to have peace and to share peace. Your intention might be different. But here, now, at the end of our practice, we bring our minds back to that intention in our qi. And as the qi spins, this energy ball in front of our lower dantian spins faster and faster to the right, it might have a color to it. Your mind will bring in the color that you would need today. Mine is an opalescent, white, shimmering, spinning faster and faster to the right, and I invite it into my lower dantian. Into the reservoir of my torso, there to radiate out into the whole body. And as we repeat our practice over and over again, we refill our lower dantian. We're going to harvest our qi, rubbing our hands together and our fingers interlacing, hands up to our face. And as you run your fingers up on either side of your nose, up to your hairline and out into a heart shape, I invite you to say to yourself out loud, I love you, and use your own name. I love you, Roxy. Use your own name. Share love for yourself. We're going to tap the top of our head. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to cup our hands and cup the whole head. Just from the top of the head all the way around to the back, the occipital bone, and tapping the back of the skull. And tap down the body. And we're going to clap 9 times. This activates heart energy. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The left arm in the crook of the arm, lungs and heart as well. Right arm. Left hand armpit. Again, these are the lungs. And the right side. Get a feel for what the number 9 feels like. And we're going to tap our sacrum with the backs of the hands or a light fist. And tapping the hips on the outside of the hips. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the front of the groin. That one's always a big release for me. My body's experiencing some arthritis in those hips. And as I tap them like this, it just releases and feels so soft and feels wonderful. Hand down to the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the backs of the knees. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the left leg. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And up on our toes and drop down to our heels. Up on the toes is the bubbling spring area of our feet. This is number 4. So we're inviting energy up from the earth. It's Earth Energy Day. I think this is 8 and 9. Our intention is 9, and if you don't get the numbers right, the intention trumps the actual action. Thank you for practicing with me today. Have beautiful peace today. Release that anxiety. When you have anxiety, feel it and say, hello, anxiety. I appreciate you coming for me and telling me things. I think that peace can override, and not necessarily override. Just feel the anxiety, let it move through, and peace will come in as well. Comes in on the breath because that's what we practiced. We've conditioned our bodies to receive it, and our minds, and our spirits, and our souls. Namaste. I love you.